Hello, everyone, and welcome back again to our channel. I'd like you to subscribe if you haven't done that yet. I'd like you to like this video and share it to your friends and family. But we are back again to this journey that we are on, the journey of mathematics, and to make math an easy subject, a subject that is very comfortable to everyone, so that in this life, when we get to the crossroads where we need to use them, we can be able to do so comfortably. Comfortably. All right. Today we are going to look at decimal places. We're going to look at decimal places and practice few problems here and there. A few problems here and there. All right. So imagine that we have the number 27.6273. Just remember how I mentioned that it is 27.6273. I didn't say 27.6273 because we are dealing with decimals. So anytime there's a decimal point in a number or a figure, we mention the numbers one after the other, right after the decimal point. So this is 27.6273. Now let's imagine that you're being asked to correct this to one decimal place. If they tell you to do it in one decimal place, how is the answer going to look like? Now, I want you to know that the decimal places, you start counting the places right after the decimal point. Right after the decimal point. So if I write this again, maybe 27.6273, it means that this is the decimal point. So the number here, this one here, this number here is the first decimal place. It's the first decimal place. So we can put a dot here because that's the first decimal place. You can drop a dot here or a line there because that's your first decimal place. The next question we are going to ask ourselves is that the number next is the number next, this number, the number next, is it 5 or more than 5? Is it 5 or more than 5? If the answer to that question is yes, if yes, then we need to add 1. Then add 1 to this the 6. If this number here is more than 5, if it is 5 or it's more than 5, we're going to add 1 here, right? But guess what is happening? We do not have that. We don't have that. So the 27.6273, we said that the decimal place, the first decimal place is here. Remember. And this is not, it is not 5 and it's not more than 5. So what we're going to have is the answer is going to be equal to 27.6. So that this answer is in one decimal place. In one decimal place. Sorry about that. In one decimal place. I hope this helps. I hope this helps. Let's try the same question, the same problem. We're going to look at the two decimal places. Let's look at two decimal places and see what comes into mind. Well, let's try it and see. We're going to look at two decimal places. So let's say that you're being asked to write this in two decimal places. In two decimal places. Just imagine that for a second. So we're going to rewrite this again. You're going to have 27.6273. And we said that, if you remember, we said that this is the first decimal place, right? This is the first decimal place. Why do we say that? Because that's the number that comes right after the decimal point. And then we know that this is also what? We can also tell that this is the second decimal place. The second decimal place. And the moment, because we are looking for the second decimal place, we need to drop a dotted lines, right, to separate that. So we know that we are solving this problem in two decimal places. The question we need to ask ourselves is this. We need to ask ourselves, is this number, is it 5 or greater than 5? Is it 5 or greater than 5? And you and I know that the answer is yes. If yes, add 1 to what? To the number 2. Right? And you and I know that the answer is yes. 7 there is greater than what? 7 is greater than 5. So we have 27.6273. And we said that we're going to drop this because this is the first decimal place, second decimal. So we drop this there. And we're saying that this is what? This is greater than 5. So we're going to add 1 to this. We add 1 to it. So we're going to have 27.63. So that this is in what we call two decimal places. I hope this helps. Now let's try it for three decimal places. Let me see whether you know you are all on this journey with me. So let's see whether everything is getting clearer and clearer. You're having clarity to this particular problem. So let's say that you have decimal places, three decimal places, and we are saying that this here is the first decimal place because right after the decimal point, and then this is also what? The second decimal place, and then we know that this is your third decimal place. So when we know that, the next thing we do is that we drop a dotted line. And once we do that, we ask, is this number 3, is it 5 or greater than 5? Is it 5 or is it greater than 5 or is it equal to 5? If the answer is what? Yes. If answer is yes, then add 1 to 7. You get it? So now let's rewrite this again. We are having 27.6273. Now remember that this is the first decimal place, second decimal place, and third decimal place. So we're going to drop a dotted line here. But because 3 is less than 5, it's not 5 and it's less than or equal to 5, we're not going to do anything because that's the cutoff there. We're going to have equal to 27.627, and this is in 3 decimal places. I hope this also helps. All right, we're going to end here, and I think that we'll continue. We'll continue practicing decimal places. We're going to continue to practice with different problems. So I'd like us to end here. I'll come to you another time. Take care. Bye.